If you don't analyze your competitors, you'll price your product wrong. You'll charge too much and it won't sell, or you'll charge too little and leave money on the table. I've done both. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how to analyze your competitive set and make sure you charge the right price from day one. I run an $850,000 a year Amazon private label brand, and I'm publicly building a new product for my brand step by step. And I'm documenting this in real time so you can see the full process as it happens. Here's what I've done so far. The goal of this episode is to define the right competitive set for this product. Not just what ranks for the keyword, but how my product actually competes with them and where my product fits in from a price point perspective. So the keyword we're working with is cleaning set for kids. And this is important. The keyword's not wrong or broken, just ambiguous. When someone searches this, they might mean a mop and broom set, or they might mean a cleaning caddy with spray bottle and tools. Both are valid interpretations of the keyword, but we are only trying to win for our product, a cleaning caddy. So the first filter I apply is product intent. Same job to be done, same use case. The second filter is age range. The products ranking here are for very young kids, toddlers, preschoolers, kids pretending to clean. Once I filter for older kids, none of which are made for 6 to 10-year-olds. This is my white space. For this specific product type, these are really the only 3 brands worth looking at. Good, better, best isn't about price tiers. It's about what the customer expects at each level. In this market, there's no true good product. Melissa & Doug sits in what I would call the low end of better. It's a real brand. It moves real volume, but the product under-delivers for older kids. Brands like Fat Brain and Happy sit in the upper end of better. Higher price, better materials, better execution, still for young kids. And there is no best product. The long tail keywords are asking for something the current product don't deliver. That's important because a weak competitive set doesn't always mean low opportunity. There's demand and intent, but no one has done the work of fully meeting it yet. My initial price assumption from our margin math video comes from here. I see Melissa & Doug anchored around $19 and brands like Fat Brain and Happy sitting around $30. The market already accepts a $30 price point for a better kids cleaning tool product. I'm not locking this in. I'm not saying this product must be $30. What I'm saying is the competitive landscape gives me permission to test that price. When I look at this competitive set, I see white space and price point alignment. And that's what earns this product the right to move forward. In the next episode, we're going to talk about supplier types because picking the wrong supplier type is going to cause you a lot of problems later. All right, let's build something real. I'll see you in the next one.